Hey there, I'm Scuffsy. I'm currently a top 500 flex DPS and have hit GM1 on every single role, but I used to be hard stuck just like you. Here's exactly what I did to escape the metal ranks and how you can do the same. Step number 1, playing to improve. So most of us play on what I like to call the autopilot mindset. We are just kind of letting things happen and reacting to them. And what playing to improve is going to do is going to slowly but surely change you from having that autopilot mindset and just reacting to what's happening. It's going to shift you into a more proactive mindset so that you can make plays happen to carry fights and start winning more games. It's also going to help prevent you from tilting, as you'll start to see losses as wins, in the sense that you can learn twice as much from losing than you can from winning that game, and it's going to allow you to take more duels, be a little bit more aggressive, learn from those mistakes that you make when you are too aggressive, and it'll help you find those opportunities more often to where you can make those plays, just make things happen. Step number 2, I stopped blaming my teammates. For some of you, this is going to be the hardest to do. I know for me it was, because personally I've struggled with this for years and still even struggle with it sometimes today. But blaming your teammates for your losses is only going to make you a worse player. It's going to stop you from trying to figure out what you could have done better that game after you lose, which will inevitably make you improve, as opposed to if you're flaming and blaming your teammates, it'll only lead you to stay complacent and forever be stuck in the metal ranks. Step number 3, I started to VOD review. VOD reviewing is the number one thing that's going to help you climb, and that's because we're going to be able to see those mistakes that we are consistently making and getting punished for, and once we find those mistakes, we will then be able to learn from them and stop doing what's getting us killed. And I know that you would much rather spend the few hours you have each day to actually play the game, but it's much harder to realize what we're actually doing wrong whenever we're in the middle of the game with junk nades flying at you, a tracer blinking around you, and so on. Whereas compared to being out of the game, you can spectate yourself without having to stress about making plays in order to win that game. And now you may be asking yourself, how do you review your own games? Well, here's a few things that I started to look out for during my first VOD reviews. First and most importantly is look at your deaths. Look at every single death and ask yourself, why did I die? What could I have done differently to prevent it? Next, watch your cooldowns and ask yourself, how could I have been more effective with this? For example, if you're playing Widow, ask yourself, why did I place my Venom Mine there? Did I think my Genji was going to flank, or was I just using the Venom Mine just to use it because I had it up? Same with Ana. Maybe you notice yourself being punished a lot in the game, and so you can go back and look at how often you're using your abilities. You might come to realize that you're wasting your sleep as the fight starts and getting punished soon after because they know you don't have that sleep and you don't have it to defend yourself, so you get punished for it. Step number 4, watching free educational content. And hey, look, you're watching this video, so that means you're already on the right track. And I'll just say, before I started watching educational content, I would find myself ego-dueling just about every single hero on the roster to try and show that I was somehow better than them because my ego was so big. But in actuality, I was just a hard stuck diamond hitting some crazy shots, only to go on and lose those games, which kept me stuck at the same rank for literal years. And then I found and began learning from content creators that were much better than me, to the likes of YouTubers such as A10, Forgiving, and Jane. And the main thing I learned from these creators, whether it was a coaching session or an unranked to GM series, was that I was playing checkers, not chess. And what I mean by that is I began learning and seeing that they would abuse power positions such as high ground or positions near health packs in order to fight off enemies and gain the advantages in those duels. Not once would I ever see them take a fair fight. They would always abuse and use the advantages at their disposals from their kits or from the map geometry. And that's just the main thing that I had learned within my own gameplay from watching them. And now we're at step number 5. I stopped worrying about counters. You probably heard Awkward talk about it, but if you worry too much about counters, then it's going to keep you forever being a noob, guys. Do you think Necros got to be one of the best Genjis in the world by swapping when the enemy team goes Echo, Pharah, Mercy? No, of course not. He learned to get value elsewhere by either diving their support, since they'll be left alone, and when that doesn't work, he would learn to start farming the tank to build up ult charge faster and poke them out and prevent them from engaging on his team because they'd be at half health. And in the meantime, he's building his Dragon Blade to have even another win condition for the upcoming team fights. And that's just one example of a one trick that plays into their counters to improve at a faster rate, compared to a player that tries to learn every hero for the optimal comp, for the optimal matchup, only to play them each at a subpar level, rather than improving at one or a few heroes and playing them at an exceptional level. That is 5 easy ways to escape the metal ranks. And if you guys enjoyed that video, then maybe try watching my 3 hard truths you need to hear in order to rank up. It may really help you out as well. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please drop a like and subscribe. It really does help. I'm also live on Twitch all day, every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So if you want to watch or learn from me, if you have any questions to ask, feel free to hop in my live stream on YouTube or Twitch at Scuffsy, same as my YouTube. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.